Hey all, welcome to the weekly energy update for August 9th. You may be craving some answers this week. Have you been wanting an answer lately? Not necessarily because something's wrong, but because you're tired of not knowing. This week begins with a strong desire for direction, and it's gradually going to shift into the search for understanding. And right in the middle of it, we have a new moon and one of the most beautiful meteor showers of the year. So let's look at the landscape of the week. So we begin the week with the sun in the Human Design Gate 7, and this is the energy of direction and leadership. And for the first few days, there may be greater awareness around where you're going and how you're making decisions, and whether a direction that you're following actually feels like your own. But Gate 7 doesn't necessarily hand us a map. It asks us to become more conscious of what or who we're allowing to guide us. And then we've reached August 12th. This is really the biggest energetic and celestial focal point for the week. We have a new moon that is planting possibilities, and the sun is going to move into the Human Design Gate 4, which is shifting our attention toward questions, understanding, and the search for answers. We also have the Perseid meteor shower reaching its peak. And there's a total solar eclipse. Now, the totality occurs elsewhere in the world, but the eclipse will be visible as a partial eclipse in parts of Canada. So astronomically, a solar eclipse can only happen at a new moon. The moon moves between the Earth and the sun, and it temporarily obscures the sun from locations along the eclipse path. Symbolically, I love what that adds to this week's story, because we have a week that is already asking us to become comfortable with not knowing. And then, quite literally, the light is temporarily obscured. We cannot see everything, we don't have all of the answers, and perhaps we aren't supposed to. At the very same time, the Perseids are streaking through the darkness. So we have darkness and unexpected flashes of light. A new moon and a new beginning, questions without necessarily having the answer yet. There's something beautiful about that combination. So perhaps August 12th isn't asking us to decide exactly where we're going. Perhaps it's asking us to become quiet enough to notice the small flashes of insight that show us what deserves our curiosity next. So, if I were to give this week one invitation, it would be, don't rush the answer. This week reminds us that there are moments when the path ahead isn't fully illuminated. That doesn't mean we're lost. Sometimes we only need enough light to recognize the next question, the next possibility, or the next small step. So as you travel this week, notice where you're demanding certainty from yourself or from others, and what might happen if instead you allowed yourself to stay curious.